Good morning and welcome to our live crafting session. My name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley. That's in Northamptonshire in the UK. It is Monday the 13th of February. And I have a new stamp set of the week that we'll be working with this week. It is called, as you can see, Sweet Songbirds. Morning, Catherine. And it features these cute little birds here. There's a larger one facing to the right and a smaller one facing to the left. We have a nest. We have a really nice useful branch and flowers, and then assorted items to make the bird up. So we've got legs, we've got wings, we've got open eyes and closed eyes, we've got a little beak. So a really fun little set. And the reason that I chose this set for this week is that this set has a matching punch. So this set itself is £18, so really good value set in its own right. It has a matching punch, which is called the Songbird Builder Punch. And I know it's always difficult for you to see, almost impossible for you to see. There we go. I'll turn it over this way. And this cuts out the larger of the two birds. It also cuts out this little breast here, the panel, a wing and the beak. And this punch is available free at the moment till the end of February if you place an order over £45. So this punch is worth £18 in its own right. You can buy the two as a bundle anyway and get 10% off. And that would be $32.25 instead of $36. This is in our annual catalogue. So this is our current annual catalogue. Runs out at the end of April. So 2.5 months left of this. Can't believe that already. And you'll find the Sweet Songbirds next to those cute ladybirds in the All Occasions section. This is on page 31, and there's, as always, some ideas and inspiration to use. So we've got the little bird, and I appreciate you can't see that in full detail, but we've got the little bird at the top on the right hand side. You've got the bird in the nest, and then we've got the birds on the top left hand side with the picture this frames. And I did see somebody had done the Angry Birds, so they sort of put they drawn on lines for like the eyebrows and stamped them in a bright real red, and that was really effective. We're not doing Angry Birds today. I love the sentiments. A little bird told me, you've got something to celebrate. And then we've got, it's your special day, so happy you're here, congratulations. We also got a little note of thanks and the music notes as well. And then a little block of wood here that they can stand on. There's a little flower and, as I say, the nest. So the rest of the items here, apart from the bird, the wing and the panel, are just stamps. This would make a great robin as well if you stamped it in crumb cake and then punched out, or used this stamp for a red breast to make a robin. So you could even make, dare I say, Christmas cards. I said it really quickly, okay? I know it's only February. Morning, Carol. Thank you for joining us, and morning to Catherine, who's joined us already. So let me just check that we are indeed where we should be. Looks like we are. So let's get cracking. So I haven't inked up this set at all. So you're with me on its first outing, and I'm just going to start with something simple today. Now what I like with this branch is because this stamp is photopolymer, you can stretch this branch and make it quite straight if you want to. And obviously you can have this going in either direction. So maybe I'll just have it coming in like so. Now it does have the leaves that go on the end. So there's these ones here, and you could stamp those on their own, and there's also a tiny little flower as well. So I'm going to grab, before I do my card itself, just going to grab a piece of A5 card and just have a little practice to see how this comes out. Also enables me to check that I have enough ink on my ink pads for what I want to do. So let's start with this nice branch, and you can make this into a tree as well just by stamping it vertically. So as I say, this could go either way. Take my glasses off, and I've got something on there. Let me just wipe that down. Got a bit of fluff already. Only just been out of its case. Don't know how that happens. Anyway, so it's Monday morning. I hope everybody's had a nice weekend. There we go. So I'm just going to have a practice on here, and then I keep this sheet with the stamp set so that when I'm looking at it later, I can see, especially if there's been a gap, I can see the finished result. There we go. Thank you, Craig. My UPS man collecting something. Okay, sweet. Now what you can do obviously with these is without re-inking, is you could add some more leaves on here as well, like so. I'll just lift that up so you can see that. Okay, so, and oh, let's try the flowers. I've got a little flower here. I've got Tahitian Tide and Starry Sky out to work with today, so I'll just use that. Some flowers. There we go. Very pretty. I do like a single flower stamp, always useful for filling in gaps and covering up any odd bits of ink that shouldn't be there. Okay, right, let's have a go with the birds themselves. So I'll say I've got Tahitian Tide and Starry Sky, and there we go. So this is the smaller bird. Okay, I'm not going to put it on there, I just want to put it on my card. And then I'm going to use Starry Sky for the larger one. Okay. I'm going to have ink pads everywhere. Well, I'm looking for Tahitian Tide, it's over on the right hand side. Right, here's the larger one. So this is Starry Sky. Like so. So I've got little bits on there which has probably come from my ink pad. I don't know whether you can see them on there, so it's just slightly dotty just going to redo that. Looks a bit better. Yes, that's better. Okay. Let's have a look at the legs. So you've got two sets of legs. One goes one way and one goes the other. And you really want to get those in the right direction. So just going to use soft suede, and I'm guessing, oops, there's that one there, and then this one here. Yep. And obviously if you're stamping them in the nest, you don't need the legs or anything else like that. Let's find that nest stamp, although I'm not going to use it today. I just want to stamp it out. And then add just a bit of detail for the eyes and things. So sometimes you have to either have a look at the samples or have a little practice to get the details spot on. Okay, nice. Right, let's have a go. So we need, oh, I've got a beak. Just going to do my beak in soft suede. Oh, it's got the beak on already, hasn't it? Okay, so you can fill the beak in a different colour. Think about that. So you would do, well, birds' beaks vary, don't they? It might be pumpkin pie or orange or a light brown. Okay, let's find the eyes. That might be easier said than done. So we've got open eyes and closed eyes. See which ones I find first. I've got closed eyes. Cute. And I know these may not be dark enough on there. Oh yes, they do. So sweet. Not sure I've got these legs at the right angle, but I think he needs to be turned up a little bit more like that. But that's the fun of practicing on here, because then when it comes to doing it on your card, you've got a fighting chance. Okay, so one question I have. There's a single line here. What do we think that's for? Would it go underneath here? I don't know. Let's have a quick look at the okay, I've got it. Just as well I looked, isn't it? So they've used this as a sign, and these two allow you to hang the sign from the tree, for example, or just hanging down on its own. Got it. Okay, let's have a go at creating our card. Now it's Monday morning, so it's simple stamping and it's a simple start. So I'm just going to use my piece here. So put that up there, and I'm just going to have the branch, I think, in the same way. Shall I have it that way? I'm going to have it that way on the right hand side. Okay. Now my video has stopped. I'm wondering if you're still there. let me just go back out and come back in. Ah, it's the pole for the sign. Thank you, Catherine. I hadn't spotted that. Okay. So let's stamp this a little bit up. So I've just cut this to my standard size, which is 9.5 centimetres by 13.85. I then got a layer that's going to go behind, and then that's going to go onto a white card. I seem to have got a real delay on my video, so I do apologise. Okay, so let's have this here on the right hand side, like so. Oh, it's still got some bits on it. Okay, try that one again. Looks better. I think my soft suede needs more ink. You can tell by the fact the stamp is sticking to the ink pad. Okay. I can see that's not particularly well inked, but I think it'll be okay. Right, let's add the leaves in the green. So I've got pear pizzazz, but any green obviously would work. Pop that in there. And I am going to just offset that a little bit to give it a little bit more interest, fill it out. Let's pop some flowers on. Like so. Right. So I think what I'm going to do is have one bird here flying and then one bird here on the branch. That's my plan. So let's do the, obviously they've got to face each other. So the smaller one is going to be on the branch here. So I'm going to work backwards and put his legs on. Or can he just be sitting on the branch? This is the question. Let's see what they've done. They've all got legs on. Okay, so I'm going to work backwards from the legs. Just to I wouldn't normally, but I don't want the body separated from the legs really. There we go. And then, ooh, that was a bit close. So I haven't left much space for my bird, so I'm hoping it's going to be alright. And I've got hair right behind that. Dear. Well, it is the 13th, isn't it? So I'm very excited that we have a new coffee and card location in Brackley. So this is an additional one, and it's right at the top end of town, not far from the estate that I live on. So very excited for that. And our first session is there tomorrow. So my little body is actually going to come off here, I think. Let's see. Yes. Never mind. It's facing down a bit. It's not very happy, is he? Okay, let's add that other bird up here. See what it looks like. I should have had the bigger one on the branch, but never mind. Right. If needs be, I could put him on a little branch too, couldn't I? There we go. Right, I'm just going to swap out the eyes. Let's have the open eyes. Yeah, and same here. Better, and I suppose looking for my legs. Does he need his legs if he's flying in the air? Does really, doesn't he? I'm not really happy with that. So I'm going to start again. Yeah, I am going to start again because what I'm going to do is I want the little bird up in the air, and I don't want him cut off on the right hand side like I've done here. I don't know why I didn't stamp him further over. Okay, right, take two. And my video on my phone is still about a minute in, so I really don't know what's going on there. Let me just see if I have any other comments. Legs, maybe a bit, yeah, different angle. It was the angle that was weird. Right. I should go out and start again. You've got to love it when you have a day like this. Okay. Right. Okay. Leaves. And then that. And I'm going to add some flowers, but I'm going to add them in a different colour. Alright, polished pink. Okay. Little one looks like it's walking with the legs. Yes. Okay, that's sweet. Can make it into a tree, as I said. Right, let's have a look. So, I think these legs are really straight, so he's definitely stood there. Oh, so I know why that didn't work with my bird, because I did the legs first, didn't I? And then I didn't have enough room for the body. That's where I went wrong. So I want my legs to be quite a long way forward. Okay, there's my legs. Okay, that's feeling better. Sort of looking at the beak area. And I'm using a mat underneath because it is photopolymer. There we are. Right, here's the beak, and I've actually brought in pumpkin pie so we can have a coloured beak. I'm just bringing this down so it's underneath me. There we go. That's better. And maybe I won't have the two on here. Let's have a look and see. See, I think he could be in the air. Going to move a little bit of this ink over because I think it's quite inky. go. Got something underneath it, not that it should matter, but let's give it a fighting chance. Looks better. Right. Okay, there we are. That feels better. Right, let's pop his beak in. Like so. Let's add some eyes. Add the closed eyes if I can find them again. Well, not closed, they're just at a different angle, aren't they? Feels better. Right, I'm going to use A Little Bird Told Me. Here, and then You've Got Something to Celebrate. In here. Right, so it is after my 10:30, so I do apologise. Okay, let's stamp this in. Starry Sky. Yep, that works nicely. There we go. That one there. We got there. A little bird told me, you've got something to celebrate. So the question is, does he need legs or not? On the basis he's flying. No, I'm going to leave those off. I've decided. Okay. Right, let's cover up all of these inks for the time being. That's better. Right, let me see. Oh, Carol's got this set and the punch. It's very cute, isn't it? Very cute. Right, let's grab the layers behind, which are just here to hand. Oh, they've slipped off, that's why. Okay, right, now I was going to use Tahitian tie, but I think I'm actually going to switch that out for Starry Sky because it's I want it to pick up the text. So let me just grab some Starry Sky and do that. If piece here, and that's going to go onto a white layer. So I released details of my February class and class in a box. So that went out by email, and I'll add the email link onto Facebook shortly. But I'm pleased with my final choice, and that's using the Regency Park really pretty floral papers, but on the other side of the papers there's some really nice everyday patterns. So there's 2 fun fold cards, there's a double easel card, and there's a front lift flap card. Okay, so that's going to go onto there. This would be cute for a new baby card as well, because it's got a welcome and a congratulations. So happy you're here. Any of those would work for the arrival of a new baby. So I will be adding in the punch tomorrow. Go. These are the outside of our card. And then I think I do rather like this set of leaves and flowers, so I'm just going to pop those on the inside on here. So I've used soft suede as my tree branch and pear pizzazz as my leaves. So let's just put this in the bottom right. And we're done. Oh dear, that was somewhat more traumatic than it needed to be for a Monday morning. But never mind. So I'm just going to stamp these. These are going to go off the bottom. That's fine, that's what I want. Just adding a second generation of stamps. Let's grab that little flower again. Cute. There we go. We got there. Sweet Songbirds. Okay, those away. Oh, I've got a little bit of bling that I could add on. So I've got these really nice blue sequins, also some pink ones that would work in the flowers. Not sure it needs it really, because it's quite a busy little card. What do we think? I've got the little ones. Maybe I'll pop some little ones on. Don't know. I think it's quite busy as it is. I don't think it needs anything to fill it in. That's for sure. So this is the starting point where I just started stamping the parts of the elements, and then this was finally our finished cards. So finished cards, sorry. I hope you like it. And I shall be back tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 p.m, where I'll be doing some more stamping, but I'll be introducing the Sweet Songbird Builder Punch, and that punches out this bird here along with the breast area, the beak and the wing. So I haven't added the wing on here. I could have done, especially for the flying bird. So maybe I will incorporate that tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me. Sorry it was a bit hit and miss today, but we got there in the end. It's definitely time for a coffee. Thank you so much, everybody. Do take care and enjoy your day. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.